Bro, even the cops here are all chill. Like, you're not going to get pulled over some bullshit like you are in Canada. Like, everything here is just a little bit more on beach time, a little more Latino, a little bit more tranquilo, chill. I go to Tita all the time, bro. Like, it's, you know, I grew up going there all the time. It is Brown Town, bro. Bro, the one thing I'll say about Andrew Tate.
Welcome back to the Seeking Success Podcast, #1 podcast in Toronto. We are here to take over Miami.
We're in the Miami era.
The Miami era.
And we have an amazing first guest.
Yeah, we got Deepak in the house.
Appreciate you, bro.
Woo! Brother was also from Canada, so that's big ups. Big ups Canada.
Yeah, big ups Canada.
It's crazy. Our first guest in Miami happens to be a Canadian. Yeah. It's only fitting.
We're all trying to leave, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Fair. Also, our first guest in Miami is also brown.
Jeez, you're really representing,
Yeah,
eh?
we're representing,
Come on,
bro.
Rare,
We're representing.
rare.
Come on.
But Deepak, obviously taking over the internet. You run your own podcast. We actually saw you had a podcast with Andrew Tate before Andrew Tate popped off, which we'll talk about later in the podcast. And now you're doing your thing with Grow Media?
Yeah, so I got Deep Social Brands. That's like my main agency. And then I got a new business as well, putoutcontent.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Russell jokes, I saw a podcast clip, and the backdrop is literally our backdrop, too. You see it?
Yeah, I saw that one.
Same
I
black
saw one. The
panels.
black panels. I
Dope.
saw that. Yeah.
Was that a Miami podcast?
Yeah. I've been on a few dope podcasts. And yeah, there was one in Miami. And, you know, that guy, shout out to Ed Collins, he popped off. And yeah, there's some cool studios here, man. But like a little outside of the main city. There's not as many like spots to actually go and record. So I appreciate you guys coming through, landing, setting the shit up, and getting going.
How is this location for like a Miami local? Like, are we in a decent spot right now, or
Yeah,
is it out of way?
So you know, we're in Edgewater, and it's a cool area, very residential and whatnot. Personally, like I wouldn't live in this area, but you're very close to Wynwood, which I don't know if you guys know much about, but Wynwood's popping, bro. It's like art district, a lot of young people, great vibes, lots of clubs. You know, a huge culture, like a young scene. And that's like not even 5 minutes that way.
Dope.
So it's more, this is a good spot if you want to like live and have a little bit of chill, good view of the water. But I personally wouldn't live here because there's nothing to do walking distance.
Fair.
There's nothing around
Fair,
here. Like
fair.
I'm more of a Miami Beach guy. Personally, like the beach is where I'm happiest.
Okay, right on. You just come from the beach, yeah?
Yeah.
Right on. Okay, yo, we want to talk about, there's a thing going on, a trend on social media, TikTok mainly, where people are moving from Toronto and all around the world coming to Miami. There's this thing called the Miami effect.
Yep.
You've been here for 2.5 years, 2.5 years.
Yep.
How has the Miami effect affected your life so
Or
far?
I guess better question, how quickly did you become a billionaire after moving to Miami?
Well, yeah, a few things there. I mean, first of all, moving to Miami, best decision I ever made in my entire life. I mean, like I was telling you guys, you know, growing up in Ottawa, you know, cool city, whatever, like it's fine if you want to have comfort, you know, raise a family, good nature and stuff like that if you're into that. But it just wasn't a city where I was growing.
Yeah.
I felt like I wasn't aligned with, you know, the values of a lot of people in that city. And, you know, when I came down to Miami, you know, my eyes were like this big and I'm like, I like this. There's something for everybody here. You got the amazing weather. You got incredible vibes, so many beautiful restaurants to do, so many beautiful people, you know. Everyone has to be doing kind of something, you know, to be able to make it here. And to answer your question, I mean, I'm not a billionaire yet, but, you know, working on it. And, you know, what's, you know, the impact of Miami and how that's helped things, it forces you to level up. Like you can't be complacent. You can't be, you know, you can't be popping bottles every night like what the your Miami like archetype is, like come here and party type of thing. You can't do that. But then at the same time, you also can't be just staying in the crib and just like being by yourself. Like you got to be out and about doing things like this, connecting with people. You know, if you have some kind of online brand, you need to be collaborating with people. You need to put yourself out there, go to events, that type of thing. So Miami is really forced me to level up to, you know, it would have probably taken me 10 years to get to where I've gotten to in a few years here. Wow. And some people never do because they never like need to push the ceiling because, you know, they want to be big fish in a small pond. I'd rather be, you know, a small fish in a big pond full of killers, you know?
For sure.
So question. So when you talk about the whole complacent thing, right? Do you feel like people can get out of that comfort zone by, for example, like let's just say you're still living in Ottawa, but now you bought an extra property and now you have to pay 4K a month, right? Do you think that's also possible? Or do you think the environment change was a big part of it as well?
For me personally, I got to say the environment change was more important because I actually did buy a property before leaving Ottawa. It was like I actually went and did that. I thought that was going to be the thing. You know, brown parents, you check the boxes, you go to school, you get the job, you buy the house, you find a wife, you get married, you have kids. Like that's what you're supposed to do, right? So I got like halfway through that list and I looked around and I'm like, bro, like this is a trap. Like I can get 5 properties. I'm still not going to be like living the life I want to live. So I would say for me personally, I can't say this to everyone. You know, there are some people who are very successful from back home. I mean, you guys are from Toronto. Like there's people who are doing very well there for themselves, you know, but I would, you know, if you actually sit down and talk to them, maybe cameras off or whatever, you actually like ask them for real, you know, is this a place to grow your wealth? Is this really like a government and a country that's supporting entrepreneurs? You know, just look at the tax policies. They're now trying to take 67% of your money, bro. Like,
100%.
I mean, to me, that's just basically like saying an FU to entrepreneurs, to people who are actually creating wealth, creating opportunities. Because what are they going to do? They're going to just leave. They might keep a little crib in Canada or whatever, but that's not their main thing. They're going to be having properties all over. And I think overall that hurts Canada and it hurts young people who actually want to do something with their life.
Sure.
It's crazy. That's exactly what Drake told us the other day. And I guess even to piggyback off that, what do you feel about like the Miami collab, like I guess ecosystem, right? Like in Toronto, for example, if we hit someone for a collab, good chance they're going to say yes. If they're an asshole, they're going to say no. If they're an even bigger asshole, they're not going to reply.
Yeah.
Right? We've heard that in UK, it's like very easy. Everyone's super outgoing. They want to collab, Apparently in LA, if you want to collab, you might as well just kill yourself. How is it like in Miami?
It's very open.
Really?
And the thing is that the culture in Miami has changed the past few years from what everyone tells me, especially with COVID. So Miami, you know, most of the people in like the main areas, the poppin' areas, Miami Beach, Brickell, downtown, you know, even here, Wynwood, whatever, these types of areas, you got people from all over the world who are coming here, and now Miami's their home. So you got people from Europe, from New York, from LA, like so many people who are flocking to Miami, and they're bringing their culture with them. And so they're not necessarily locals to Miami. So they want to connect with people. They want to grow their network. They want to grow their businesses. And so I found, at least for me personally, it's never been easier to connect with people. If I want to get 20 podcast guests lined up, I can do that tonight. Easy, no problem. I actually found in Canada, it's a little different, bro. Because like people who are doing something, there's like actually a little bit more of an ego attached to it.
100%.
And like I found that like people who are doing something in Toronto, like, you know, all respect to everyone doing their thing, but like they think they're top shit. They think that they can't be touched. They think because, you know, they have a nice downtown shoebox that they're that guy, you know. They think they're, you know, they've been to Drake's house a couple times. They think they're,
got me.
yeah, you know, they think they're that guy. And so, I personally have just seen the collaborating down here easy. Everyone's down. You find your community. You find your pockets. Obviously, when you're trying to get to that next level, there's going to be some gatekeepers that you got to get through. But, you know, at the end of the day...
Hate those guys, bro. Fuck those guys.
At the end of the day, it's easier here than LA, New York, any of those places.
Sure.
So, okay, a couple of times here you mentioned the fact that everyone can come here, meet people, network, et cetera, whether that's going to events, whatever. What's like the actual like actionable step that people can take to go meet people, expand their network?
Well, I'll tell this in a little bit of a story because I didn't actually plan on living in Miami. It wasn't like this like well thought out 5-year plan, business plan or anything like that. I left Canada during COVID because you know what it was like living there.
Hectic.
Communism.
Whack, you know? So I moved to Colombia. I was living in Colombia for some time.
Where in Colombia? Medellin?
Yeah, I was living in Medellin, and it was amazing living there. But even then, you know, I wasn't having the business opportunity that I wanted. So I came here for a conference, just like my boys, like, come to Miami, come to this conference. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. I came through. I fell in love with the city right away because I felt the energy. There's something like you can't actually put words on. It's just like there's this energy of this city that people are like happier. You got more sun. Everyone's like a little bit more like they're hustling. There's like this culture here, right? And so what happened is I fell in love with it. I flew like half my team down, and we did something similar to you guys. We just rented Airbnbs type of thing. And so then I went to this other conference. So I stopped in New York, and then I had a conference. I don't know if you guys know Gary Vee.
Yeah, of course.
So,
VCon?
so I went to VCon, his first one in Minneapolis. And I remember, my business partner, Jamie, he was like, yo, he fell in love with LA. He wanted to do LA. I was like, yo, I could do anything right now. Like, it was kind of a weird spot to be. And I'm like, yo, I'm being called back to Miami. So I sat him down and our other boy and at this conference. I remember just being like, yo, I'm going back to Miami. I don't give a fuck. I'm putting this Airbnb on the Amex and we'll see what happens. You guys gonna ride with me or not? And they were like, all right, let's do it. So we dropped like $15K on an Airbnb for only 6 weeks, like, which even to this day is like, that's not a small amount of money, bro.
Sure.
We dropped that, read the Airbnb, and our whole intention was, in this 6 weeks, we're gonna make way more money than we spent. We're gonna lock in, we're gonna focus. We're not gonna let any distractions mess us up. And it's so easy to get caught up in the traps here, especially in Miami. But we locked in for those 6 weeks. We made way more than the $15K we spent. And we made lifelong friends, business contacts, sold so much, just crushed it in those 6 weeks. So for me, going back to kind of the question, like, bro, coming to Miami wasn't necessarily a plan or anything, but we just did it with the right intention, made it work. And now, a few years later, like, it's the best decision I ever made.
So I guess the main thing was probably going to the conferences and meeting people.
Yeah, go out there, put yourself out there, shake hands. Don't be afraid to talk about what you do. Don't be afraid to promote what you're doing because people need what you're doing, whatever it is you're selling. People need this. People need entertainment. People need inspiration. People are watching your podcast and they're like, yo, I could do that. And you guys don't seem like the types of guys who are like going to put people down. You're going to like uplift them. Yo, do it. Hell yeah, let's collab. Let's do it together because it's not a zero-sum game, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
That's actually facts. Huh.
I think the whole mentality is like when you're in that collaborative mindset, you're helping each other up, right? There's what a famous saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And it's a similar effect, right?
100%.
And that's what we're seeing. Like in a lot of, like LA is a great example, right? A lot of people want to go fast. That's why like it's hard to collaborate unless you're famous, right? And that's why we see a lot of these guys crash and burn. They have very poor teams surrounded by yes men. Right? Whereas there are other places like Toronto's a great example where it's a much smaller city, but when people do get successful, they usually have a team of people, right?
And they bring like their homeboys on and
exactly,
whatever.
right? And I'm not saying Toronto's better than LA or any means of that, but like just being in an environment where it's collaborative, like Miami, for example, it's pretty dope. Because even like you were saying, like we've been doing outreach for the past week and a half so far, and like we have a solid list of people that we're going to interview this week, and everyone's been very polite and kind. So
and hopefully we're gonna add more after you help us out with your 10 guests tonight.
100%, bro. I'll send some people your way. Yeah, hell yeah.
So you own the Gary Vee NFT, the Be Friends?
Yeah.
You still hold it?
I mean, yeah, I still have it.
Probably one of your worst investments ever, eh?
Bro, I know nothing about crypto. I literally just bought the ticket. I opened up my wallet, did the whole thing because it had to be like that. I'm not a crypto guy, so I can't speak on that. But I believe in it and whatever. I'm just very focused on my business.
How much you spend on that?
Oh man,
I think it's like 2 ETH or something.
Oh really?
I don't remember, to be honest.
I don't know. I think I believe in crypto too. I'm not too like that much into it.
Crypto for nerds.
Hey man, to each their own. I mean, I just don't understand it enough to speak on it.
Fair.
So it's like, invest where you invest, but I'm not giving no one no financial advice. I've lost a lot of money listening to homies and like,
Crazy.
pump some money into this. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, what were some things you were buying?
There's this one coin my boy told me about, and he was so amped up about it. He was like, bro, it was called Fart Coin.
Oh,
I'm
crazy.
like, bro, you're fucking with me, right? White boy. And he was just I'm like, you're fucking with me, right? He's like, no. It hasn't had their ICO, their initial coin offering yet. And I'm just buying up like thousands of dollars of this because, bro, like I read the white paper. I'm like, I'm very confident. And this guy, bro, he makes millions of dollars off this shit. And he tells me to buy Fart Coin. I'm like, you know what, bro? Like, let me toss like a fucking few racks, like 5K, whatever. I just threw it. And disappeared, bro. Like I never, I never made $1 and I lost all of it. And you know, before that it was weed stocks in Canada. Like I lost money with that shit. I just have a bad taste in my mouth with all that shit because to me, I'd rather just invest in me. I understand myself. I understand my businesses. I understand my skill sets.
For sure.
That's something I can wrap my head around. The crypto stuff, it's like a homie tells you something and you make a bet and it's gambling, bro.
Yes,
I find like, you know, unless you really understand the shit and you know the waves and the patterns, like, God, we all wish we bought Bitcoin like fucking 10 years ago, but like, you know, we did it. So now what are you going to do, you know?
Sit down and cry about it.
Seriously.
Yo, let's talk a bit about like Miami versus Toronto. So obviously you've, like you said, been to Toronto a lot and you've lived in Miami a lot. You're you know, like the Toronto slang, right?
Yeah.
Teach us some Miami slang.
Bro, here everyone speaks Spanish, bro. So like the Spanish lingo, like you gotta like learn some like Spanish words and like, man, nothing's coming to me right now, but just like, you know.
Hola.
Yeah, no, definitely like hola, like whatever, but it's like que tal, like ay cariño, like if you're just talking to, it's like, yo, what's up, sweetheart? Like, yo, what's up, baby? Like, honey, like,
¿Cómo estás?
yeah, you could say that, but that's literally just saying like,
How are you?
Hi, how are
No,
you?
but
Like
you're teaching us a sauce. Wait, say it again. Can you say it again?
So like hola cariño, like
Hola cariño?
it's just saying like sweetheart, darling, honey, that type of thing. It's like a little bit more endearing. Like if you're trying to like holla at a girl, you say cariño, she's gonna be like, oh, this guy actually like knows a little bit of Spanish and like
cariño.
So,
Crazy.
Yeah.
Practice Riz on me tonight.
So I mean there's a lot of things like, you know, fuck, it's not coming to me right now. I mean I dated a Colombian for like 2 years, so I should know more, but you know, there's a lot in there. It's not coming to me right now.
Okay, I got another question, bro. Because we were driving from Fort Lauderdale earlier today. Okay, why are there so many broken cars on the highway? Like people driving like half destroyed, front end missing, back end missing.
Yeah, like they got like half parted, and then
there's like a chair, 4 wheels, and a steering wheel.
Well, it's kind of dark, bro. Because here's the thing. Like, to be honest with you, like the lifestyle I'm talking about and what I have been blessed to like live in Miami is a bubble. It's not real. It's like I'm living in I'm living in like this. Everyone's making a certain amount of money. Everyone's in a certain amount of shape. Everyone's running some kind of business or has some hustle or some brand or something, right? So I'm living in that. I'm very lucky that I'm surrounded by that. But bro, there's a whole other side outside of Miami where there's people with regular jobs, bro, and people who are illegal, who are just trying to make it, doing cash jobs, doing contracting gigs, waiting tables. Like there's a whole side of Miami of people who just are trying to make it, bro. They're just trying to like get their bills paid. So, you know, for them, having a car alone is a win, bro. Like, cause they gotta get to work, cause they live like fucking 45 minutes away from all the action. So, you know, every time I've been on the highway, I've seen that shit too. It's one of the craziest. Like, I heard there was some like statistic like between Fort Lauderdale and Miami, it's like the most dangerous strip of highway in all of United States. Like the most fatal crashes like in history in that area, cause people are driving fucked up. Bless you. People are driving fucked up. They're driving like fucking crazy, and they just gotta get to work, bro. They're just trying to hustle. They're just trying to like get it how they live, bro. Like a lot of these people, like I don't judge them because they're just doing what they gotta do to like fucking feed their kids, bro. So,
that's great. No, and I understand that, but I just mean back in Toronto, if you're missing a back end, they won't let you drive down the road.
Bro, even the cops here are all chill. Like you're not gonna get pulled over some bullshit like you are in Canada. Like everything here is just a little bit more on beach time, a little more Latino, a little bit more tranquilo, chill.
Calma.
Everything is just more like chill and calm. So
you could drink and drive here?
I mean, look, I'm not gonna condone that behavior, but I think a lot of people do. And you know, so I see it all the time. Like that's
go new activity for today.
Crazy. Crazy.
So, you know, I've seen it all, but like, yo, a lot of these people, and a lot of them drive like they're still in like Cuba or still in Colombia or Argentina or whatever. Like the rules are different. I like to think of Miami and something for you guys to understand. It's not really America. Like it's Latin America, bro.
Yeah,
This is just a really nice like South American city.
Yeah.
You know, it's the capital of it almost. You got
It's kind of
every
like Hawaii
culture.
almost.
Exactly. It's not really America, bro.
It's like a hub almost, right?
Yeah,
That's the vibe I low-key got because it doesn't feel like America. Okay, this is what I said. It feels like GTA.
it does. Yeah.
I've been saying that the whole time. It feels like GTA.
Yeah, for sure. Like especially when you get outside of like the main Miami area, you're talking about Fort Lauderdale, all that stuff.
That's
like,
straight GTA.
completely different city, bro. Like,
Buddy, we were pulled over at a Burger King. We're seeing parrots flying in the sky.
Iguanas
Running around the ground in the driving parking lot. Like,
oh,
it's a different
you
place.
guys are witnessing GTA 6 before.
Literally.
Yeah, for real, man. We got the GTA 6 leak.
Yo, another thing, because you've been to Toronto too. Low key, my friend, one of my boys, he came here like last year, and he told me, he's like, "Yo, Radies, I don't know how to explain it, but the colors are just different. They're like you can hear the colors." I'm like, "Bro, shut the fuck up, bro. What are you talking about?" But I come here, I now get it. It's so much. It's
This
like
boy also has autism.
Everything's more vibrant
Here's
here,
my
bro.
boy.
And you'll see it when you go to Wynwood, bro. Every single store, even Foot Locker,
Colors.
normal stores, they have graffiti all over it on purpose.
Vibes.
And they look at it like art.
Art.
You know, it's a vibrant city. You got the palm trees, the ocean, there's just so many good vibes. All the nicer restaurants and like different locations, venues and whatnot you can go to. They all care about vibes.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where if people are dropping fucking 40K on some Ace of Spades, like they want to make sure there's some plants on the wall, some good attention to
Make it
detail
nice.
and the aesthetic.
Yeah,
They
for
care about
sure.
that a lot here.
For sure.
yo, plants on the wall for 30K a bottle. That's a good business idea.
Yeah, crazy. Okay, now I want to ask. Obviously, you've been in Miami for a while. We just got here this morning. What would you say are the top 5 spots to check out in Miami?
Ooh, man. Okay, while you're here, you got to go to the One Hotel rooftop in Miami Beach. I think it's called Water.
Okay.
WATR. And it's a vibe. It's beautiful. I love that rooftop. And it's the One Hotel is like a very nice hotel. I believe they have one in Toronto as well.
Okay.
You got to go to Mila. Mila is a great spot. Really good vibes. Kind of like what I was talking about. Very, very beautiful aesthetic. Really nice drinks. Great place to take someone on a date. I would say Sugar is a great rooftop. I love that place. It's actually out of all of them my favorite. I have a lot of really good memories there. I love Sugar. Great rooftop. I think the hotel, it's part of is East. So just search Sugar Rooftop. You'll get there. I like this place called the Deck at Island Gardens. It's really dope. It's like, ground floor, but like you get the perfect view of Miami. And then one more, Joya Beach. I really like Joya Beach. Joia. I think I spelled that right. Beach. It's like they kind of created like an artificial beach in between Miami and Miami Beach. And it's like a cool vibe. And then like underrated, like one thing I'd really recommend while you're here, and it's not like a spot, but something you have to do is get out on a yacht. Get out on a yacht, go through Brickell at night, go swimming in the bay, like, have some beautiful people around you. Like that, I'd rather do that than any of those other places.
Crazy.
I just realized you could swim here in the nighttime and it would be fucking fine. You could literally see the city in the night. That's insane.
But you got to fight the sharks.
There are sharks, for sure.
Are there actually sharks on the beach? Like
Yeah.
Dead ass?
Bear sharks, bro.
You're lying.
No, bear sharks, so many. Yeah, they're like not big. Like,
So hold on. So you've been swimming before on the beach. You're swimming. Shark beside you.
I have not seen one.
So there are no sharks.
There are so many sharks, bro. I've seen them, but not while I'm in the water.
When you're
Like
out.
I'll see them because I live on the water. I see it. Like you'll see their fin,
Okay.
and then you'll go. Like I have so many videos of like sharks swimming together. Like that's a fucking like that big shark, a nurse shark. They're very common here.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of sharks.
But
here.
I'm assuming you wouldn't swim where the sharks are, or like.
No,
the
I
sharks,
do all the time, bro. I just like pray. I become
coincidentally
very
never
religious all of a
interacted.
sudden.
Are
I'm
you,
like,
are you being dead ass?
dead ass, bro.
Yeah, fam. Like that. Salt water, broski. Ocean.
Jellyfish, fucking
Jellyfish,
manta rays.
understandable. Manta rays are kind of scary.
What's a manta ray?
Like the fucking,
They're like the big things.
it's like flat almost.
Yeah, it's like the flat, big ass thing that got like the.
Like if
Stingray?
you look at like a stingray,
Okay.
yeah, it's like that. I don't know
basically
what
is a stingray.
yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
Manatees.
You know that Steve Irwin guy died
Yeah,
to a
yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
manta
yeah,
ray?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So how many people die here just swimming?
Look, I don't know, bro. Like, here's the thing: sharks don't, from what like white people have explained to me, sharks don't want to attack humans. Like, they're just kind of doing their Dougie, bro. They don't want smoke. They don't want beef. They're just doing their own thing. But they like to swim in the shallow water. So there's so many drone videos of people just swimming, drunk, having a good time, and there's a shark just like going amongst them. Like, you won't see it half the time because they're not trying to bite you or fuck you up. But there are certain sharks, when you go a little more offshore or whatever, like, you fuck with them, they will bite you, bro. There's videos of like dudes, like there's one famous video. You guys got to follow this account, Only in Date.
Yeah, I follow them.
Okay, so that's where I get all my information on this type of stuff.
I think the 6 was.
Bro, they like will have a fucking shark just like clamped on your arm, and dude's just holding it, like refusing to go to the hospital because he doesn't want to pay the bill.
Crazy.
You know, like that's America. That's like the most like Florida man thing, bro. And then everywhere else in Florida, you got so many crocodiles or alligators or whatever the fuck. Like, you gotta like.
Have you seen any of the gators?
I have not personally. Like, I don't really go out into the Everglades or do those types of activities. I call them white people activities. You know, like to each their own. You guys want to do all that? No problem. Not for me.
Fair,
I like the way I look and who I am in one piece. I don't need that unnecessary, like, why would I do that to myself, you know?
So, okay, I really want to understand this, okay? Because I've been swimming in Sri Lanka before, and there'll be jellyfish, 1-2 fish. Bro, so you're telling me, like, I'll dip my feet in the water, there's a chance I'll see a shark. Insane. Is there like a season for sharks? Is there like shark season right now?
Now you're like getting into the territory of like, I don't know the answers.
Okay. We need like Steve Irwin.
You need like a white person on here to ask you. My business partner, actually, he's obsessed with wildlife, so he tells me all this shit all day.
Is he like a super like a Joe Rogan-esque guest type of guy? Like, he would like be like, yeah, like this one time I was
he'd go crazy on.
We need to get him on the episode.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll make the intro. You guys would,
we need to get him on.
But you know,
we could sit here and yap to him for
she
hours.
could answer those questions, bro, for fucking 8 hours. He could talk about wildlife, bro. I got nothing for you beyond there's sharks in the water, there's jellyfish, there's all that shit. Be careful, you know.
But no, if you're saying you go swimming often,
you're
saying you go swimming and you never seen a shark.
I never seen.
I think we're fine.
Also, ignorance is bliss. You know, I try not to look around.
That's a good point.
Maybe
Murphy's Law.
Huh?
Murphy's Law.
Well,
The
not
thing
only
you
that,
fear the most
bro,
is
think
what
about
happens,
it.
right?
He's saying there's bear sharks.
Yeah.
What's one thing us three all have in common?
We're brown.
We're brown. So maybe sharks don't like brown people, so we're good.
Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe it's the smell of the curry.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're not rocking with it.
It's crazy, spicy.
Yo, so the water just gets spicy when we're walking. Instead of salty and spicy. Oh, fuck.
Salt and spice combo, brother. Crazy.
Yo, so we are on one specific mission, okay? And we need your help to carry out this mission, okay? So in Toronto, we have arguably one of the greatest words of all time, crody. Have you heard this word before?
Yeah, of course.
So we want to normalize the usage of crody in Miami.
Yeah.
Do you think you can help us with our mission?
Bro, I already been helping. I call people that all the time.
Okay,
Yo,
yeah.
Crody.
No, yeah.
Yeah, what up, man?
Say no more.
I can't wait because we want to basically leave this and we want like everyone to be like, yeah, crody.
Cool. All right.
Perfect.
We're bringing Toronto, Miami.
Yeah, we're bringing Toronto, Miami. And final question, I think, is the business true?
Sorry, what?
Oh, he doesn't know what that is. Never mind.
The business?
Yeah, is it true?
Well, I don't understand what the question is.
This is the part of the show where you plug your business.
Oh, okay. So, bet, yeah, 100%. Like what we do, we blow people up on social media with my company.
Sorry?
Blow people up on social media. So we get them like tons of followers, attention.
Oh.
Yeah. We don't blow them up on social media, but I mean, you know, we could film that too. You know, whatever you guys need.
Hey man, we got the cameras here.
Crazy.
No, so yeah, with my main agency and like kind of what's paid for me being down here and doing everything, we make people's content. So we script it out, come up with all the strategy, come with our team, film everything, edit it, post it for them, and get people a lot more business. So that's the main one. And then, you know, a newer business that we started a few months ago, we've already got a bunch of students in. It's a group coaching program where we help people do that on their own. So what equipment do you need? How to come up with content? How to come up with all the ideas? Everything to do with content. and it's called Put Out Content. And to
Sick.
me, one last thing I'll say about that, like me putting out content and starting my podcast back in Ottawa, bro, I was working a 9-to-5 job. I worked for the federal government in the pensions department. I was bored as fuck. I hated it. I hated every part of that job. Made good money, whatever, checked those boxes. But I was so miserable. It was so boring. So me starting the pod, putting myself out there, even when, I mean, you guys can probably relate. That first episode, you're like, fuck, I don't know. Like there's some thoughts about it. You're like, yeah, no, it's cool. Like we'll do this. We'll see what happens. But you guys have got some amazing guests on and whatnot. You know, everything that I've done relates back to putting out that first podcast. And I've done like 80, 90 episodes later. Like,
Jeez.
I've had very interesting guests that have led to a lot of business opportunities, led me to quit my job, travel the world, move around, develop amazing relationships. All that from just making a choice of putting out content. So that's really the premise of that new business. And we'd love to help anyone out with that.
Solid.
Fire.
Solid.
Go to our final four.
So if you want to blow up your business, you know who to reach out to. Like in the description below. Before we go into final four, which we ask all of our guests, I want to ask you, so speaking about your podcast, you had a podcast with Andrew Tate well before Andrew Tate got famous. How'd that go about? Like, why did you reach out to him specifically?
Yeah, so great question. Actually, Tate was pretty big on Twitter back in the day. People don't know this. He was already that guy, but on Twitter, on X now, whatever. And he was like this dude who would just tweet the wildest shit and blow up. And like what you see now with the videos and all the clips of Tate going viral, saying he's been practicing that for so many years before he became global and like the most Googled man on the planet. And so I remember one day he tweeted like, I'm trying to get on some more podcasts. And my friend like tagged me under his post. I was like, yo, what the fuck? This guy's not going to go on my show. Like, you know, and you know, lo and behold, this guy, like we DM'd and we talked and I got his WhatsApp and, you know, we missed each other a few times, but then I wanted to do it in person the way you guys are doing it. I would have flown out because I knew this guy was going to be big, like way bigger than he already was. Yeah. You know, already a world champion kickboxer, has already done some cool shit, has some very controversial opinions. I'm like, this is gold, bro. If there's any guest I want, it's this guy. But then COVID happened, so I had to do it remote. And I was still happy to do it. And bro, the one thing I'll say about Andrew Tate, everything that people see and all the opinions and whatever, like, bro, he's playing a character. Like he knows what he's doing. He's a very smart and calculated dude. And I'll tell you, bro, getting on the show with him, you know how before this podcast we're talking, whatever. Yeah. Nicest guy in the world. Oh, yeah. So sweet, genuine. He actually seemed like he cared about me as a human. Bro, all of like and then you hit record and he enters into that character. So
Top G.
You know, Top G knows how to play it up and everything is calculated, bro.
Solid.
Interesting.
That's pretty. No, that was pretty big because we watched the interview before we even realized we're coming to Miami, and I was like, it was just cool, like a full circle moment. Like, oh, this is crazy because obviously, no, I guess you knew, but we, a lot of people didn't know he's gonna be a fucking mega
most Googled man in the world.
It's crazy, man.
That's Are you still connected with him at all?
Yeah, so I have his number. Like I could hit up Andrew Tate,
That's
but
crazy.
Like I'm not gonna just do that on some bullshit.
Maybe the three of us could go to Romania.
A little podcast, nice.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You should get Tristan on next or something. That'd be sick.
That'd be cool, man. I know some people connected to him, so I'm not. I haven't been going as hard on the podcast as you guys have lately. I've just been swamped with business stuff and whatnot. But yeah, then we'll see. Whatever happens, happens. I don't force it usually. Like
sure.
That it landed in my lap. So 100%. Maybe I do need to do a better job of like outreach and trying to make that happen. So
everyone's favorite word, outreach.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't talk about outreach. But now we're gonna jump into the final 4 round. It's 4 questions we ask every single guest. Radies, take it away.
Rapid fire is also first thing that comes to your mind. Okay. Cool. All right. If you had to swap lives with someone for 24 hours, who would you pick?
Ooh, 24 hours. I'd go Joe Rogan. I want to know what that guy's day-to-day is like. Like that's cool.
Lifestyle. Lifestyle.
He does cool shit.
Yeah, for real. All right, next question is, who would you say is the most motivating person of all time for you?
Man, honestly, this is going to sound like such a corny answer, but like The Rock, bro.
Really?
Like, I don't know why, bro. I just like growing up watching this guy and all the crazy shit that he does, it's like blows my mind how much he does.
Okay.
Like he's up at 4, has done 3 workouts, ate 4 meals, shot 6 movies before I'm up. Like that's crazy to me. And like, you know, everyone has their opinion on him and whatever, but just as like a motivating person, like that to me is like crazy. And I think that guy, you know, you heard it here first. I think he's going to be president one day. I think he's going to be president of the U.S.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, what was The Rock recently? There was some controversy around him, no? What was
Yeah, I think there was something about him working with Oprah on the you know how Hawaii like burnt down or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of conspiracies about basically the elite did that so they can
Buy up
cheap land, something like that. So apparently him and Oprah, they made this random video where they were just like asking a bunch of people to donate their hard-earned money. When it's like, you two are the richest motherfuckers. He's the highest grossing actor in Hollywood ever. You got Oprah Winfrey, who, you know, insane wealth. And they're out here asking for other people to donate. And it turns out that whole charity was a fucking scam. They kept a lot of the money. The people didn't get much of it. So just him being associated with that, I think they think he's a piece of shit for that. So I can't speak on that. I don't know anything about it, but.
And that's your role model.
Wow, crazy.
Hey man, you know.
I'm playing.
You said motivating. You didn't say role model.
You're right. You got me there.
Chasing the bag. You know, that's pretty motivating.
Hey.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Hey, I reckon we start a little fundraiser.
Crazy. I have a friend.
Fund the Miami trip for the boys, bro.
All right, so
Get them on a yacht.
Next question. So let's just say your whole life from the day you were born till now is written in a book. What would the title of that book be called?
Man, realizing my potential. I think it would be, you know, that's everything. That's my purpose. That's all I want to do with this one life I have is make the most of it and realize what, you know, God has written is my potential. What is that ceiling for me? I have to achieve that. I don't know what it is, but my daily driver is like, I got to get 1% better at everything I'm trying to get better at to realize my potential. So that I think is a common theme throughout my life, and so that's what I call the book.
Solid. Last and final question. If today was your dying message to the world, what will your final message be?
Man, live, bro. Like I think so many people get caught up in living in the past or living in the future, you know, but it's so corny, but it's true. It's now. This is all we have. This moment right here where I'm connecting with you guys. This is all that matters. Everything else is bullshit and it's noise. And so if you can just stay true to that present moment and live life like as to the fullest, we all have to do things we don't want to do. You guys probably don't want to carry heavy equipment, set up all this stuff. You know, if it were up to you, you'd probably have a whole team take care of everything, right? You got to do what you got to do sometimes. But at the end of the day, you know, you're still doing that to like live the life of your dreams. You understand that there's sacrifices that have to be made. You know, you probably have to earn income some way. There's things you got to do. But if you can find joy in just the moment and live life, because tomorrow's not fucking promised, bro.
Wow,
some big bars.
You know, we usually do have a team that helps us behind the scenes, but our producer Mo, unfortunately, he recently got monkeypox, so he wasn't able to join us.
Is that for real? Monkeypox?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. We hope he's doing well. Wish him a speedy recovery.
Yeah. Monkeypox.
I mean, get better, producer.
Producer Mo. Shout out to
producer
him.
Mo.
Or not shout out to him because he's not here right now.
Yeah, I guess fucking next time, don't put your dick in a guy. Fuck.
Crazy. That pretty much wraps up the episode, guys. If you want to see us more...
It's been a long day, eh? All right, guys, and that is it for today's episode. If you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Go check out Deepak in the link down below. First episode, many more to come from Miami. Umar, can you say we're out here in
Miami? Crazy. Remember, guys, stay seeking success.
Adios. That was a fucking...
That was great for our first episode, man.
What do you think, bro?
Beautiful.